Hey Aquarius, what's going on? What I'm seeing be happening is you traveling down a path and something going on that you were not expecting this to be happening. Now, I don't know what kind of thing this can be that you weren't expecting to happen, but it is something that can feel just like unexpected, whether this be a happy unexpected thing or you're just like surprised in general. We are starting off first with the Lovers. I'm also seeing Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So what this means is that you can be working on a relationship. When we have Three of Pentacles, there is something that we are attempting to accomplish. So it's not just like you hanging out with somebody like leisurely. Usually with the Three of Pentacles, there's something that we are trying to achieve or something that we're trying to do. Like there's a reason why we're working together or we're working on something specifically together. The Lovers can also speak about choices. Some of you, this can be a work project. It can speak about your relationship with a coworker. This can also be about roles being taken up within the relationship, things connected with expectations, and there can be a discussion about that too. Like, who are you to me? Who am I to you? What do you expect from me? What do I expect from you? So there can be a discussion about what roles everybody's playing together and maybe kind of learning from that. I see this as, it feels like a conversation that's happening. Maybe you can even be watching the way that somebody's showing up and comparing that to your notes of what it is that you want. That can be happening as well. Like, is with this and what's going on here, am I going to be able to build something that I want within my life? Is that going to be possible? Even though it looks like things are actually really great from everything that I'm seeing right here, at the same time, there can be something where it's like, I think there's a lot of mutual anxiety about what's going on. I don't know why. It feels kind of like the stakes are sort of high. Now, I don't know how long you've known this person. You can have been in a 10-year relationship with them, or it can be like something new. Regardless of what the duration of this is, I'm definitely seeing there be mutual anxiety about, are things going to work? Are things going to last? I don't want to get hurt. I'm scared of getting hurt. Now, is there any reason, like, is there anything actively going on that would lead one to believe that something like this would be happening? I'm not really seeing anything. Now, I don't know your history with this person, but as far as what's currently going on, I'm actually seeing things be good with you and them. We do have a Three of Cups, which can speak about coming back together after something had happened. It doesn't have to indicate that. This is a general reading, but it can indicate that. Although it does seem like whatever needed to be resolved in order for you guys to come back together and feel like there's legitimate glue between the two of you, like keeping things together, it feels like that has been accomplished. Because I'd say that you and this person, you're in a pretty good place with one another. So it can mean that something good is happening within the relationship, and you can be kind of observing that, watching that happen. But there can still be a, well, like, what if it's not good tomorrow? What if something happens? And what I'm getting is that it feels like it's because of wanting something and having something at stake here. Meaning, if you're trying to climb to the top of the mountain with this person, there can be a worry like, what if one of us breaks our ankle here and doesn't get all the way up there when I really want that so badly to be at the top of the mountain with you? So there can be something here that feels like I want that so badly. This feels very mutual. It feels like both of you guys want this. And so there can be kind of this collective anxiety that's going on of like, you want this and they want this, and is that actually going to be what happens? So it feels like that's where it's coming from. Like, are we going to make it? For some of you, I'm seeing something go on where it looks like there's potentially, I don't know if this is going to be the case for everybody, but if we were to count court cards, we do have like 4 people here. 3 or 4 people, because sometimes pages don't need to be a person. There's potential for that to be. It doesn't have to be, but there can be something going on. I guess something about needing to kind of pull it together a little bit. Okay. So lessons have been learned between you and this person. Maybe really about what's important to you. And out of kind of the nebulous haze, I am seeing there be an opportunity. Interesting. I'm actually seeing something that's connected with making peace after something had happened, which means that if somebody felt like they needed to make something right or they needed to take action in some way to bring back equality within the dynamic, that's something that can be happening for sure, which means that like apologizing can be happening, or taking accountability, that's something that can be happening, or just saying like, how can I make this right? That can be something that's going on too. And this can even be just like finding the balance after things got out of balance with you and this person as well. Seeing like I'm learning how to be more confident within myself. Okay, so some of you, there are not 3 people. I'm seeing like one of the energies. This came through in a reading not too long ago. For one of the energies, what I'm seeing is that there is a King of Pentacles here. This person may not always fully show up, or maybe that was what was happening before, but they're learning more so how to touch base with their fire energy, which means like, I'm hearing coming out of hermit mode, it feels like they're learning how to be like less in their feminine energy, even though it's a King of Pentacles. So this is somebody that in general you would expect them to show up, but they may not always be the most, because Earth is still feminine, even though it's a King of Pentacles. So this is somebody that they may be a bit more reserved. They may be like kind of conservative. They may be somebody that they don't always put themselves out there, or they don't always initiate and take action, even though it feels like even somewhat expected of them, because they're coming out only in masculine energy. As far as they're coming out as kings. And so we would believe that this would be them doing something here, kind of like standing in some sort of space. But there can be something about them learning how to embrace and take more initiative than they had been doing before, so that you guys can build together what it is that you want to be building together with one another. And this person can also be learning from you too, and how you're showing up, and be like, well, if they're showing up like that, I'm gonna have to step up and show up like this if we're gonna make that work. So this can be something that they're becoming more aware of. Let's say that you're the one that's Queen of Wands in this scenario, so they can be like actually kind of following your lead a little bit. But you can also feel, if you're Queen of Wands here, you can feel kind of all over the place, like what actually is going on here. Because it feels like things have come together with you and this person, but this is very nondescript in a way of what's actually going on. Like there can be a lot of things that aren't being discussed. There can be a lot of kind of feelings all over the place, but it's a little bit chaotic and a little bit disorganized, and then we don't really know what's going to be happening, and there can be anxiety about that, and there's an opportunity here, but then what does that mean and where are things going? I'm seeing this, but I'm also seeing too that it's like the table has been set for you guys to connect with one another, and it seems like you are actively connecting with one another. But as far as like where this is going to go, it feels like there's kind of an unknown actually when it comes to that. Like, what are you feeling? What am I feeling? We're not really talking about that. Everybody seems like they're seeing this as an opportunity. It feels too like maybe you need some more time for things to unfold before we can really understand that. But Queen of Wands is like, I want definitions. I want to know what's happening here. I want clarification. But there's also this feeling of like, I don't know if we can clarify right now. Can we clarify right now? So there's something like, there's some tension here in the environment that I'm seeing. And it feels more because maybe like this is not the most direct approach that's being taken. That can be something as well. Like this Queen of Wands doesn't want to be feeling confused, but I feel kind of like there's almost a like what's actually going on here. But maybe that's also what you guys are working on with one another to figure that out. Because there's definitely a desire not to be in this position anymore. This does look like things are moving to a place where stuff is going to be coming to light. I almost feel like, what is the purpose of this reading? Like it feels like there's a lack of maybe answers connected with this. I wonder if the point of this is just saying that things are going to unfold. It just may not be the time where all of the clarification is there yet, but it feels like it's something it's actively being looked into. This is not like everybody's confused and nobody's doing anything about it. It does feel like things are being done about it, but it may just still be at that stage of things where we don't really know. Like we're looking into things, just like can't totally make out the shape of this yet. So King of Pentacles sees this as an opportunity for them to be able to reach the top of the mountain, a very important mountain that King of Pentacles wants to reach within their life. Meaning, the King of Pentacles is looking at this opportunity here and saying, I can build something that is going to hold meaning for me within my life if we're working on this together. You are, I don't want to say it like a means to them accomplishing this, but they can be like, this relationship can be something that helps me cultivate something that I want within my life. And I'd say you guys are on the same page with this. So it's not like you wouldn't feel used by this person. I'm not getting that. What I'm saying is that it feels like both of you guys can have things that you want and can achieve together within the relationship. Isn't that what relationships are anyway? To be able to get to experience things that you want to, that you can through the relationship rather than independently. Like they may want like the package of what comes with this, because that's going to allow them to materialize something that they want within their life. And this can be somebody where it's like they want a sound structure, can want family potentially. It doesn't have to be like that, but it can be like more like stable home life or something of this nature, where there's going to be some type of kind of resulting thing that can come from this. So there's a goal here that is connected with this that can be worked towards and achieved in some way in 3D. But you're still going through a process here of making sense of what exactly your relationship is with this person, and separating fact from fiction, from fantasy from truth within the dynamic with them, and taking time to do exactly that. But there can be something about it being hard to do that for some reason. Now, this can speak about the nature of your relationship with this person. Maybe like something making it difficult to see things clearly all the time. Let's see what else we can get. Okay, so something did go down between you and this person that wasn't easy. Whoever's the King of Pentacles here, I'm seeing them feel like they got a lot of stuff on their plate, to the point of feeling they can feel kind of overwhelmed by everything that they have going on right now. But still, it feels like wanting to make sure that things are being assessed properly. This feels like somebody, this King of Pentacles feels like somebody that they have a lot of stuff going on. They can feel like it's almost too much at times, yet they can feel almost like this is the price that they have to pay to build the life that they want. So that's one of the energies that I'm seeing here. It's the King of Pentacles. So this can be somebody that they show up in an earth energy. Now, Queen of Wands, what Queen of Wands wants is reciprocity with another person. That feeling of there being equality within the relationship. And this is also somebody that wants to be recognized for their strengths and also appreciated and valued. And I am definitely seeing this thing of like, you guys are healing something with one another, because it feels like making up after something had happened. But it does actually seem like things are good between you and them. There's just still anxiety. I think like this feeling of not wanting to be rejected and not wanting to like not be wanted by the other person. And this is definitely linked with Queen of Wands energy, but this can also be both of them too. I feel kind of like Queen of Wands is thinking about themselves and like personally not wanting to be rejected, and King of Pentacles can feel kind of like am I going to be able to accomplish all of these things that I want to accomplish? Because this King of Pentacles feels like they have big goals and big dreams for their life, and they will carry a very, very heavy load in order to accomplish that. This is somebody that they are very determined. They're kind of like a workhorse, I get, for the King of Pentacles, that they will, like, kind of by any means, they have goals and they are going to make it happen. Very classic earth energy. So this can be somebody that's like really how they show up, or like Saturnian in some way for sure. Something that I learned recently was that if somebody has a lot of Libran placements, this can also be similar to a Saturnian energy too. So if you're hearing that and being like, just there are a lot of nuances within a chart. So sometimes when things are said, they can be like a little bit nuanced, because we don't, like, Libra is an air energy, and so we don't generally see that as being connected with Saturn, yet it can show up very much like that if somebody has a lot of Libra. So just the more you know. So yeah, what I'm seeing be connected with this Queen of Wands energy is that there is fear that's associated with being rejected or not being wanted, or not being treated the way that they want to be treated, or not being valued. But both of these energies are ones that want to be needed. A King of Pentacles, earth energies, they want to be needed because earth is connected with being of service. How can I help? What can I do? Acts of service are very much connected with earth energy. And then a Queen of Wands is somebody that their energy is very magnetic and attractive, and so they are going to want to feel like they are kind of pulling energy in, because this is a very powerful feminine energy. So actually both of these energies are ones that are going to be wanting to feel wanted, wanting to feel needed, wanting to feel valued, valuable, like they're providing something that is desired, because they're not going to want to be feeling useless, and they're not going to be wanting to feel like everybody else. They're going to want to feel special for what it is that they show up with and provide. So there can be some of this that's going on. Now, I'm not seeing anything where it looks like there's a rejection or anything like that. This just feels like more in the anxiety space of like, what if that happens, or this is my fear that this would happen, but I'm not seeing anything look like that's actually what's going on. Which can, like, maybe all around conclusively bring a little bit of confidence to everybody. Like, to quell one's fears a bit here. Because something I think overall that's connected with this is about how there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of opportunity here for this to enhance one's quality of life. Taking one from a position where there was a feeling of like, this isn't everything that I want, possibly into this actually is what I want. And so that transition can be made plausible through this opportunity to take something that we intend to create within our lives and materialize that through commitment and putting the energy in. But there can also be a lot of doubt all around. I'm getting that too. I'm seeing that more so be connected with the Seven of Cups, if anything. Like there's definitely a questioning of things, but to the point where it can maybe like not have you seeing everything very clearly. Like things can get a little bit twisted up. And then it can complicate things. I'm getting this, am I going to find what I'm looking for here? how you'll know that you're on the right track with something like this is that it's something that you want to pursue. Like, you're doing this because you feel interested in pursuing this. It's something that speaks to you from a place of curiosity and from a place of, like, that part of us that's adventurous and feeling like there's a possibility that I could find what I'm looking for here, and I feel drawn to explore that. That will be what calls you in, and that's how you'll know that you're on track within this. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not gonna start questioning things sometimes. Like, there can be a doubt that you feel like, did I misread this situation? Am I on track here? How am I feeling? What are they feeling? How are things going to end up? It's like these things start kind of snowballing a little bit, and that's where the confusion and the fogginess can kind of set in with you and this person, and the doubt can set in. But what I'm seeing is that your guide's saying that in time, you are going to see things more clearly. It just feels like a phase of things right now where stuff is being tried on. And so it takes a little bit of time to get through that part. And there can be a feeling of, I think, some vulnerability with trying something when you don't know totally how things are going to go. So that can be something that comes up too, that you start feeling nervous about, like, am I making the right call here? But all you need to know is that if you're doing something for reasons of, I feel drawn to this, like this is my passion, or this is my excitement, or I feel curious about this, like high vibrational things like that, you'll never be off track. It will always take you where you need to go, and it's not going to manifest something poorly within your life. So that's really what matters at the end of the day. That is the highest alignment. So as long as you're checking in with your intention and you're doing this from a place of love, excitement, connection, intrigue, curiosity, exploration, rather than fear, that is going to tell you kind of the different ways of what can materialize. And you're going to get good outcomes, meaning like desirable outcomes, regardless of what they may be. You will get those when you're making the right choices for the right reasons. Meaning like being motivated by high vibrational things. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.